Hi everyone, it's Laura. This week I celebrated my 25th year anniversary at work, and it got me thinking about my daughter who is a senior this year. She's going to be going to college in the future. And so I started thinking about what would I want my daughter to know about getting out into the field and working. I think the most important thing that I would say to her is choose a career that you love. Choose something that you're not going to mind going to for 25 years, something that excites you, something that you're passionate about. I'm at a nonprofit agency helping young children and families, so it is something that aligns with my college degree and something that is important to me. I think the next thing that I think about is I chose a career that I loved, something that I wanted to do, but I didn't really think about, going to college and how was I going to pay for college with the career that I chose. I chose a career in early childhood, and many of you may know that this is a field that just doesn't pay very much. You have to have a passion about it, something that you love. So pick a career. If you have to get education or training, are you going to recoup that money that you have to pay out for college? Being at a job for 25 years, there have been challenges. And honestly, for me, I think those challenges are part of what allow me to stay so long. If I were doing the same thing every day, if I were, for example, working in a factory or an assembly line and, putting together products, that would be very boring for me. So you really need to know what type of person you are and if this is going to be a job that can challenge you. My job, it has probably more challenges than what I want sometimes. Considering it's a nonprofit, we have to follow state rules and guidelines for the funding that we receive. So it's always something new, something that I have to, fix. There's always something that needs to be fixed. So I would ask my daughter to consider those things. Is this going to be challenging for her? Probably one of the biggest things when I was younger, it was all about me getting ahead, trying to, a kitty in the lap. Hello. Everybody, this is Squeakers. She is one of the outdoor kitties, and she's decided to jump in my lap. So we'll try to make room for her and see if we can get her to settle down. Hi, Squeaks. Hi, Squeakers. So as I was saying, when I was younger, I wanted to climb the ladder. Now, even though I primarily always worked with young children, either teaching or now in the nonprofit, you wouldn't think of it as a corporate job of climbing the ladder. But for me, it was important to get ahead, to get to the top of my field. And eventually I did work my way up, and I would say I'm at the top of my field now. But that's not really what I have found that's important. Some days I wish that I wasn't a supervisor and that I could just come in and do my job and not have all of those extra responsibilities that you have when you are at the top of the ladder per se. So that is something that's really important to think about is what's your end game? What do you find that's important in life? Do you need to be at the top of your ladder? Are you happy with going to work every day, putting in your time and finishing? Also for me, it was important to have work that was meaningful. I needed to know that I was helping others. I couldn't do a job that didn't have a purpose. And for me, helping young children learn, helping families be better parents, giving the children the skills that they need, that was super important to me. And obviously that's been a big component of what has allowed me to stay at my job for so long. Another thing that I would say to my daughter is to see challenges as opportunities to grow. There are going to be so many things that come up at work every day. And if you look at those challenges as setbacks or things that aren't something that will help you learn or grow, it makes your job really, really difficult. So see challenges as what they are. They're challenges. They are opportunities for you to learn something new, something to grow from, something to challenge yourself, obviously. I used to hear people say it's people that's important, not just the paycheck. And I thought, well, gosh, I have to have a paycheck in order to live, to pay my bills, to pay for my mortgage, that sort of stuff. But after being there 25 years, I really can say it is about the people. It's knowing that I've made these connections. I've helped my staff learn and grow. I've helped parents. I've given opportunities for children to explore their environment in a fun, learning way. And all of that makes a difference. That is the people. Now, would I do it if I didn't get a paycheck? If I had a source of income and could just volunteer, I would choose to do something like this or continue to do this specifically. But we do have to have a paycheck in most cases. We have to work. We have to be able to keep the lights on. But that's where it comes back to that balance, and choose something you love. And I think finally the biggest lesson maybe that I've learned, something that, I try not to say that things that I would change, because I like to choose carefully about life and not have regrets. But the biggest lesson I would say is that work is just work, and you should have a balance of things that you love and enjoy outside of work. This has been hard for me because I've dedicated so much, every part of my soul, to doing the best job and doing the right things and making the job a better place, making improvements constantly. But sometimes that has been to the detriment of myself, probably sometimes my family, because I'm working on weekends. And you really do need a work-life balance. That saying about having a work-life balance really is important. I'm much happier when I can come home and do some things that I enjoy doing and not just working all the time. It's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned, something that I would have done differently if I were to do it again. I would start out from the beginning, finding a hobby, something of interest, spending more time with family and friends, because you can't get that time back. These 25 years of giving my all, I can't get back. And so you really need to consider that. It is important to meet your career goals, those kinds of things, but you have to have that balance. You have to also do things that are important to you, because then you're going to end up resenting the job. I think every day about retiring. I'm 57, so I'm not old enough yet. I am a single woman with my daughter. And I think about all the time, and then I feel guilty. Am I putting in my best? Am I doing my best for my job? But I also have to realize that as I've gotten older, life has changed and my priorities have changed, and that's okay. It's a new stage in my life. It's something that I am working through and need to figure out. I'm not quite ready to retire yet. Probably emotionally, I'm ready to retire, mentally, physically ready to retire, but financially, I'm not at that point. So when you choose your career, set up things so that you are able to enjoy your life, set aside some money. I wish that I had started a side hustle a long time ago so that I could have some extra income coming in to set aside for retiring. And really, retirement for me is about having the freedom to do the things that I really want to do that I don't get to do because I'm spending 8 or 9 hours a day at work. All in all, that's what I would tell my daughter as she is about to go off to college and is thinking about her career. I'd love to hear from you all. What have you learned from your working career, if you're an older person, or what's important to you as a young person? Would you stay at a job for 25 years? There seems to be a new mindset, at least that's what I see with new employees that I hire. They don't tend to stay a long time, and I'm old school. I look at resumes, and if I see that they stay at a job for 6 months and move, I'm typically not interested in hiring them because it takes a lot of work for me to train them. And then knowing that they're just going to leave after 6 months is a different mindset. And so maybe that's not wrong. If you have goals and you're not reaching them at your current place, then yeah, it makes sense to leave. So it's just different. Things are very different now. But I'd love to hear your perspective, whether you're young or old. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And that's it.